Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosted the champions of Women's World Cup at his residence in New Delhi on Wednesday. He congratulated the team for the victory, praised their remarkable comeback in the tournament after a string of 3 defeats and trolling that they had faced on social media. Captain Harmanpreet Kaur recalled meeting Prime Minister in 2017 without the trophy, and now they have met him with the trophy as world champions. They wish to meet him more often. Vice Captain Smriti Mandhana said Prime Minister motivated them and has been an inspiration for all the players. She also spoke about how girls are doing well in all fields. Harmanpreet asked Prime Minister how he manages to always remain in the present. To that, Prime Minister said being so has been a part of his life and it has become his habit. PM Modi also asked them to take forward the message of Fit India, especially among the girls across the country. He discussed the growing problem of obesity and highlighted the importance of being fit. He asked them to go to the schools, to the respective schools, and motivate young minds there. And DD India correspondent Tapush Bhattacharya with more on this meeting. Tapush, take us through how special was the meeting between Prime Minister Modi and India's new world champions?
Absolutely. It was an amazing scene with Prime Minister and some meeting the world champions. The first time India's women team has scripted history, and then they went and met Prime Minister. It's a I know for a fact that many of the players who went last time around 2017, they were heartbroken. But Prime Minister told them that this is not the end of the road, and they have the power, they have the courage, they have the skill to make it count, and that's what happened. In 2025, they have shown the faith the Prime Minister has put in them. In fact, they spoke about that in this particular meeting also, that how the whole situation was at that time when they came to meet Prime Minister without the trophy, and now they have come here with the trophy, with the tag, with the bragging rights of calling themselves the world champions of the world. So those are a huge moment. It once again shows where the kind of push, the kind of the way Prime Minister himself push up athlete. It inspires them to go out and do the unthinkable. And he also mentioned the fact that there was a time in the World Cup when they lost 3 matches on the trot, and there was a lot of talk were going on in the social media, and they shut themselves out from the whole noise. And the comeback was absolutely marvelous. The way they defeated Australia in the semi-final, and then won up in the final, defeating South Africa. Remember, they lost to South Africa in a very close encounter in the previous match in the World Cup. So from there, coming back from that to clinching the victory, it shows the resilience of this particular Indian team, and that's something that the Prime Minister spoke about. That it inspired. They showed that the resilience that they have in the team, and it kind of inspired not just the women, but everyone in the country, how to not leave, not to bog down, and get up when the chips are down. So those are things that he spoke.
Right.
He also spoke about how Dipti Sharma, and Harmanpreet Kaur and all the players
Right,
have
Tapas.
spoken about how they had a chat with Prime Minister earlier, and how that kind of inspired them in this particular edition.
Right, Tapas. We also learned Prime Minister appealed to the world champions that they make good use of their new celebrity status to take forward the message of health, of Fit India, especially among the girls.
In fact, it's very interesting, Shubhendu. I had the good fortune of seeing some of the players interact with Prime Minister over the years. We have seen be it Commonwealth Games, be it Asian Championship before or after, and after Olympics, before Olympics, we've seen how Prime Minister interact with with the contingent, where before they are leaving for a big tournament, when they come back also he interacts with them, and every time he mentioned the fact that it is time for India to rise, not just as an economic powerhouse, a military powerhouse, which we are doing very well, but also in terms of sporting, as becoming a sporting nation per se. So those are a very important point that he mentioned, and he mentioned the fact that these players need to go, and they have become role model figure. They have become people now know them by their face. They do crazy. We saw how some of the players were being feted by India's public. So he mentioned the fact that it is time to take the Fit India concept to each and every nook of the country, especially to the women. We mentioned the fact that women too, they work a lot hard. They work at home, they work outside offices, but they tend to we know for a fact that our parents, our better halves also, they tend to neglect their health. But they said that Prime Minister said that it is important to take the Fit India notion, concept, vision to all of them to become more fitter, to become, yeah, absolutely. Nobody's talking about them to become, what you call, fitness fanatic, but to become fitter, healthier, and work in the concept of becoming India a fit nation. So those are a very important point he mentioned, and he told them to take that concept to their respective states, respective villages, urban centers, where they can actually mention this. They can actually talk about this to each and everybody, and that's something that we saw that earlier with Neeraj Chopra. We also saw that with India's women hockey team, men's hockey team. All the players, in fact, I know about. He mentioned that these are very important things that one needs to take into consideration. If India has to become a prosperous country, it has to have a holistic approach, not just a physical, not just military and economic powers, but also becoming fit overall. So those are very important points that he discussed with the Indian women's cricket team.
Tapas, thanks very much for joining us with those updates.